Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some pretty cool news to go and cover over here. Number one, we have some pretty big, huge PlayStation Plus changes and a massive month upcoming. So if any of you guys are PlayStation members, or if you guys want to maybe consider even upgrading, this will be a huge update for that one. We also have some pretty cool news when it comes to PlayStation 5 in the UK, some cool Hogwarts Legacy, and kind of intriguing news too as well, where the games are actually fundamentally being changed on the PS5 and PS4 versions. Huge news in the gaming industry for Capcom, and as well, a really big Samsung promotion going on. So very first and foremost, I'm going to let you guys know there is going to be a link down below in case you guys do want to check out any of the brand new Samsung deals. Going to be working with them. We'll be doing like a cool little celebration. Some hot deals too for the next few days. So you guys want to creep on all this stuff. There's a lot of really cool deals, a lot of cool Samsung stuff, and I'm sure you guys have been around. If you guys want to browse, I'll have that link down below, or put like a community post or a tweet out there as well if you guys want to go creep on any of that stuff. But very cool stuff. Definitely worth creeping and checking it out, especially if you guys want to get anything. And as well, make sure you guys are subscribed, notifications on, Twitter, Twitch stream down below, and give me your thoughts and comments on the video. And let's go and dive into, well, everything. So very first and foremost, I want to talk about some of the cooler news over here, where the PlayStation Plus games catalog lineup for May is actually including some really big games I'd actually honestly recommend. Now, I think we actually have been seeing PlayStation step up quite a bit when it comes to having things like the PlayStation Plus, the game catalogs, and all these other various things, trials when it comes to actually having games out there quicker. Also when it comes to the PlayStation Plus collection, which I'm still a bit sad about that it's gone, because it is officially gone. I try my best to remind you guys the best I can on the channel, so if you guys didn't mind the extra videos on that. But for this was actually a really good month. So the PlayStation Plus game catalog lineup for May includes, and this is a big boy, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. So the newest Ratchet & Clank game, Humanity, Watch Dogs Legion, and a few other various games too tied on in. So these are all, in case you guys are curious, on the PlayStation, basically the premium and extra, so the slightly higher quality levels of the things. But once again, I do kind of feel like sometimes these are worth it. You basically have a chance then to go and, pay the extra like few bucks for the month, even just for the 1 month. But at the same time, if these are games you would have maybe bought in general, let's say Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, that's a pure PlayStation 5 game release, which I really did enjoy. The game was very well made me feel very close to this actually is next gen, and is one of the first games out there that made me feel the power of next gen. Same thing I always mention with Hitman 3. Both of those games are the first games where I opened up my mind and I'm like, wow, this actually is a proper game. This is actually what we're experiencing for next gen. So very cool. So if you guys want to pick it on up, Watch Dogs Legion, although it wasn't the best game out there, was a very good big thumbs up in my mind. Ratchet & Clank, very worthwhile. Dishonored 2, older, but very good game, especially if you guys maybe liked, Deathloop, or if you just wanted to go check out something new. Tomb Raider, once again, though, slightly older game, but very good RPG, so I was letting you guys know about these. So, today we're happy to reveal the PlayStation Plus catalog for May 2023. All games will be available on Tuesday, May 16th. So just a reminder for you guys, I'll probably remind you guys in a separate video when it comes a bit closer. But first and foremost, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart on the PlayStation 5. If you guys do have a PS4, you guys can have it. But of course, as well, this game has been all around phenomenal. I've heard intriguing things about Humanity. You're a Shiba Inu charged with commanding massive marching crowds to jump, turn, push, float, shoot, and climb their way to salvation. Guide the masses through 90+ stages filled with obstacles, enemies, and puzzles. I've never had a chance to play this one, but apparently it does also have PlayStation VR 2 and PSVR as well. Never had a chance to see this stuff, but I have heard about it. Watch Dogs Legion, I'm sure you guys have heard about this one as well. It wasn't the best game out there, but if you guys are like maybe want to focus on, say, Ratchet & Clank, probably would be a big thumbs up, at least in my mind. So you guys can creep on that if you guys would like. Dishonored 2 as well for the PS4, where we can reprise your role as a supernatural assassin. If you guys have played either one of these games, or like I said, Deathloop, highly would recommend it. Very good game series 2 as well. Same with Dishonored, Death of the Outsider 2 as well. Because you guys can this one. We also have Sakuna of Rice and Ruin. If you guys want to add these games up here, Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, which is a little bit on the older side at this point, but still was a pretty good game in general. Rise of the Tomb Raider 2 20-year celebration as well on the PS4. If you guys are curious on all this type of stuff too, Shadow of the Tomb Raider as well. Bus Simulator 2, which, I mean, I've played a lot of American Truck Sim and even Microsoft Flight Sims and all their like weird games like Thief Simulators and stuff like that in my Twitch stream. So all around worth creeping on. The Evil Within 2, also very good game. Wolfenstein Young Blood, a lot, like these are good. The Messi I've never heard of too as well. It's apparently a grueling action RPG with fast-paced combat and an intricate plague weapon system too as well. Rain World 2, never heard of this one, I think. Lake, which I think is more of like a story game, which I think actually got a lot of like critically acclaim in the past like 2 years or so. Yeah, so it's actually very intriguing. Oh, yeah, so this is the local mail carrier game. So I've heard good things about this game, actually, if you guys just want to creep on stuff. Conan Exiles, a little bit on the dated side, but was a fun game back in the day. Rune Factory 4 on the RPG Asian type style, too, as well. Very cool games. So where Soundfall is, never heard of that one. We also had the PlayStation Premium Classics, too, as well. These are all the brand new games, for like the older style games for the streaming. We have Siphon Filter, Logan Shadow. Never heard of this one. If you guys have heard about these or have any recommendations for anyone else watching the video, leave a comment down below if you guys want to. Blade Dancer, Lineage of Light. Pursuit Force, never heard of this one. Ghostbusters, the video game remastered, if you guys want to play the best game ever made. And overall, it's actually been some pretty good news. I do want to say, like, if I wanted to round up anything, having Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart up there and Watch Dogs Legions and also the other various games too, I think is usually a very, very good, at least in my opinion, thumbs up. Now, as a reminder too, if you guys haven't had a chance to see, in the UK last month, PS5 sales dropped 35% over March. Funny enough, was still the #1 console. And the Xbox Series X and S, sales fell 32%. Nintendo Switch was a big winner, with sales up 26% month on month. All three consoles are up now over April 2022. 29% of all the Switch consoles sold in the UK last month were from the Zelda Special Edition, which in all honesty was a very good console, despite the game not being out yet and only being on sale for a few days. So, very intriguing too is that we were kind of expecting this, and we made a video on this yesterday, I believe, in terms of like the Switch Pro, where, yeah, we're going to still get new sales for, say, Zelda, but after Zelda and the brand new Zelda Edition, Collector's Edition, there isn't going to be too much afterwards. Like, there's got to be too much in general that we have to look forward to besides maybe Pikmin 4 or maybe any other future announcement. So it's going to go back to the Switch Pro thing, where we're probably expecting a Switch Pro sooner rather than later because we just want the games to be good. We want the games to actually have proper graphics and optimization. We want to make sure the consoles are actually still selling, and the sale numbers have gone down. They're still doing well. They're projected for 15 million, but it still could be a little bit better. So basically, UK has still dipped down. We had a huge influx of sales, but right now we might have a little bit of a summertime lull because typically more people like to be outside. We don't usually see as many new game big releases, and people are going on vacations, enjoying the nice weather, and people are still gaming and playing games. If you guys play games during the summer, don't mind. I mean, I will do. I'm always playing games all the time, but usually the numbers do go down a little bit more. But very intriguing to go and see how this is up on top of this. But yeah, it does seem like the Zelda game as well as also the Zelda console will be bumping up the Nintendo Switch numbers at least quite a bit more. Now, some crazy PS4 news. So basically, Hogwarts Legacy is basically the same game regardless of platform, but apparently they're actually even changing the big Hogwarts castle. So Hogwarts Legacy's castle has been at least one area that looks completely different depending on which version of the game being played. So basically, we might be changing stuff on up from the Switch or Xbox, etc. So the PS4 and Xbox versions of the game released to the masses on May 5th. There's actually some concerns that the PS4 and Xbox versions of Hogwarts Legacy would have technical problems not found as well, and thankfully they were mostly not found, but there actually been some pretty good praise too on how good the game's been running. So there is actually a performance downgrade and all that stuff, but one big thing to note though is that the castles are actually different. So, Hogwarts Legacy players have discovered one interesting difference compared to Hogwarts Castle as it appears in the PS4 Xbox One versions of the game to the PS5 Xbox Series X versions too. So it's kind of interesting to see that they have an open-air bridge that lets players stroll outside in the PS4 and Xbox One version of the game. That bridge is actually, funny enough, enclosed and looks significantly different as a result. An official reason for this not been given, but the running theory is that the enclosed bridge is simply less demanding as the game doesn't have to render the outside world. So very intriguing to go and see how they got rid of like this huge, majestic little bridge. So like you guys can kind of even look at the textures. They seem a lot not as well. I mean, they're still there. It's like immersed there, but like just look at the huge difference between the two. Like, look at these hallways, look at the tunnels, look at everything else. Like, you guys can kind of just go and tell there is a pretty big difference in the game. But, like, I would still say if you're on older hardware, like, there's still work in the magic. Like, you can't always have huge, majestic trees and foliage and bridges and everything else. Like, at the end of the day, if you're still getting the same gameplay and story and everything else, like, I got no major big complaints. I'm okay with that. So, basically, there's going to probably be a lot of more smaller baby differences between the two. And people are probably going to find them as the game keeps coming out, or if someone actually fully looks, but it's been crazy to go and see the differences on the game itself. Last but not least, we actually did see Capcom's actually had a huge all-time high in their stock, basically going and promoting that their games have been doing phenomenal, which is very, very well deserved. So basically, they have sold 41 million games during the last 12-month period, compared to the 32.6 million games in the previous fiscal years too as well. So all around, some pretty cool gaming news. Give me your thoughts and comments down below. Check down the Samsung deal as well down below in case you guys want to creep on all the awesome brand new sales the next few days. We have the Twitter and Twitch stream down below, Amazon links too as well down below in case you guys want to creep on that, and give me all your thoughts and comments. We'll have a few more videos all throughout today too as well.